Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
I'm Anthony.
Today we start our biography lesson for this month of December. Bio means life. Graph originally means to write or sometimes to paint. But you write about someone's life and then you have a biography. And most of you will know Taylor Swift. That's the title is Miss Americana, and he will tell you more information about her because I don't know who she is.
OK， 来，我们现在先简单讲一下哦。各位，你们喜欢 Taylor Swift 的人，可能不需要我多解释。但是如果还不晓得 Taylor Swift 还有他的歌曲的人呢，我简单说一下这个 title 标题。Miss Americana 其实事实上是来自于她的第7张专辑的一首歌曲，歌名叫做 Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince。好，这首歌它主要是在讲到它反映对美国政治的失望，然后还有 Miss Americana 也是2020年在 Netflix 上面可以看得到的一个纪录片。这个纪录片传记式的纪录片呢，也是在讲这个 Taylor Swift 她本身在成名中间的过程，还有发生的一些事情。有兴趣的话，一定可以去看一看哦。我们赶快来看看今天的内容吧。
Miss Americana. Taylor Swift is known around the world for her songs and good looks. She made it as an artist through hard work, a supportive family, and a bit of luck. It often seems that her success was meant to be. She was named after the famous folk singer James Taylor, after all. Taylor began singing as a child and showed promise early on. She sang the Star-Spangled Banner for an NBA basketball game at the age of 12. Her parents supported her and even sent her to singing lessons in New York. After this early success, Taylor desired more. She also knew that many of her favorite singers got their start in Nashville, Tennessee. So, her family again bet on Taylor and moved close to Nashville. In Nashville, Taylor got a chance to hone her skills with other songwriters. Many were very impressed with both her lyrics and catchy melodies. Taylor's lyrics tell a great story, and her melodies are more pop than country. After one performance in 2005, she finally signed her first record deal. Taylor Swift, her first album, was released in 2006. After only a few years as an opening act, Taylor herself became the main act.
Our first paragraph for day 1 is, Taylor Swift is known around the world for her songs and good looks. Well, she's known by many people, I'm sure. Around the world, she's popular in many, many countries as a singing and writing artist. And good looks means she is good looking as an adjective. Good looks is a noun phrase. She has good looks, but we would normally say she's good looking, but she's famous for her good looks with an S.
没错，在这边的话，我们第一句话先看到了主角 Taylor Swift is known around the world for something. Be known for something. 这个 for 后面接的是特点跟特色。那 around the world 就指他在全球都是家喻户晓的人物。那到底他什么地方很厉害呢？后面要接特点了。for 的后面就看到 her songs and good looks。这个地方一定要加上 as 美貌的时候，如果提到这个人的美貌外在的一些 attractiveness， 我们会使用 good looks 来表达他的外形亮眼，他的歌呢非常非常好听。
She made it as an artist through hard work, a supportive family, and a bit of luck. If you make it, it simply means you are successful doing something as an artist.In the old days, if you said artist, we would think of a painter, Pablo Picasso, for example, Van Gogh, and so on. But today we use artist as anyone who works in any of the arts, music, painting, sculpture, and so on. All these people we can call artists. And if you work very hard and you do have talent and a supportive family, sometimes in the family the parents don't want their children to go into the arts because it's very difficult and they're worried that they will not be able to support themselves. Not everyone is successful as an artist. And so you'll probably need a bit of luck. What this means is it's not whether you have talent or not, but it's whether other people realize or appreciate your talent as an artist and then help you to become more popular and successful. Not everyone has that kind of luck.
没有错，所以在这个地方这句话哈，他说 She made it as an artist。老师刚刚最开始的时候解释到说，以前在比较早一点的时候，大家想到 artist 就会想到类似像是画家，老师举了那个 Pablo Picasso 毕卡索啦，或是梵谷啦这种画家。但是到了现在提到 artists 的时候呢，大家会想到的不只是画家，可能是绘画、雕塑、音乐等等各式各样的都可以称为 artist。他成功的成为了一个艺人，然后呢 through hard work， 因为透过他努力不懈。A supportive family 有很支持他的家庭，老师刚刚有提到说，很多家庭未必会支持的孩子进入艺术的领域或进入这种演艺圈等等。为什么？因为说不定你进去之后你养不活自己 ，they cannot support themselves。老师刚刚是这边提到的。然后最后呢，还有第三个，好，就是 a bit of luck 还需要一点点的机运。所以说今天他很努力。然后家里支持，再加上自己运气还不错，他成就了他的这个演艺事业，飞黄腾达，这样一路这样子上去。
It often seems, it appears that her success, nobody is born successful. You have to work at it or have that bit of luck, supportive friends and family and so on. It seems it was meant to be. That means she became popular right from the beginning of her career. She was named after the famous folk singer James Taylor, after all. Now, here, Taylor is James's family name, but Taylor can also be used as a first name. And in this case, although it's usually used for a boy, her parents, Taylor Swift's parents, loved James Taylor. He was a very good singer and a good songwriter, and they decided to name their child after, even though it was a girl, they were going to honor their偶像是什么？
偶像 idol? They're their hero?
Idol, yeah, I-D-O-L. They loved James Taylor, so they chose Taylor, even though they had a girl. They named their girl after their idol, Taylor.
Yeah, 没错，所以这句话你就知道说了，他说It often seems like 看似怎样呢 ？Her success was meant to be。好，他几乎可以说他的成功是注定好的。好，所以这边的话，他们后面就讲了，为什么这么说呢 ？She was named after the famous folk singer James Taylor. After all, after all 指的是毕竟怎样，他的名字其实是他爸爸妈妈是由谁来帮他命名的呢？因为他爸爸妈妈非常非常喜欢这个民谣歌手James Taylor 这个人，所以说他们想说，哎，我们这么喜欢这个歌手，那干脆把这个歌手的 last name 来当作是我们女儿的 first name 好了。虽然说老师刚刚提到说，虽然说这个 Taylor 这个字这个名字多半是用在男生身上，但是他们这个 Taylor Swift 的父母可见太喜欢这个民谣歌手 James Taylor 了，所以他就把 Taylor 变成了 Taylor Swift 的 first name。
Okay, that finishes our first paragraph. Let's take a short break before we continue. Okay, let's continue. Second paragraph now. Taylor, that is Taylor Swift, began singing as a child and showed promise early on. Now remember, she had a supportive family, and this is so important. Maybe they were a religious family. They went to church every Sunday, and in most American churches, there's a lot of singing, and children are encouraged to sing. When they go home, they may pass the time singing together. Children in the neighborhood, especially if they're in the countryside, they're not afraid to sing. It's part of the culture. And if you show promise, it means, hey, that kid is pretty good. You know, I won't be surprised if she turns out to be a good singer someday.
没错，所以在这里的话，第二段里面就告诉你说，哦，原来我们的 Taylor Swift 在很小的时候就展露了她的才华了，她的歌唱的才华就展露出来。她是说 ，Taylor began singing as a child。好，老师刚刚有提到说，很多时候在这个不管是乡村地方，他们礼拜天的时候都会上教堂嘛，大家会唱歌。那平常没事的时候，为了打发时间呢，大家呢也会小朋友也会唱歌啊等等，就听听看有些小朋友唱的，哎，真的还蛮好的。如果说今天他上台去表演，最后变成歌星的话，大家也不会太惊讶。所以 Taylor Swift 就是这样子的一个孩子，从小就发光发热了 ，and show promise early on， 在很早的时候就开始。如果说今天有一个人他非常非常有潜力的话，你也可以说这个人他非常非常的 promising。Promising 的意思就是潜力无穷，未来可能很有希望成为什么样子很厉害的人物。
She, Taylor Swift, sang the Star-Spangled Banner. Now, we use the ing hao here to show it is the name of a song. It happens to be the national anthem, A-N-T-H-E-M, A-N-T-H-E-M. 国歌 is an anthem. Anthem can also represent a university or a certain club. It's a special song written for a particular purpose for people. And the Star-Spangled Banner, the American anthem, is sung at the beginning of most large groups of people who go for entertainment, like sports, and some other groups of people. And at only 12 years old, that's, by the way, a very difficult song to sing. There's a great range. Most of the men have to break down their voices to a lower octave when they get to the high part of the song. It's really difficult to sing well.
没错，所以这首歌本身呢，老师刚刚前面讲到说，这是美国的国歌，好的 Star-Spangled Banner 就是指美国国歌星条旗。好，那它这里面的话，它的音域其实很广，所以很多人，尤其是男生在唱的时候，先要低好几个音，从低的地方开始唱，到后面唱到高音的时候才不会破音。好，这是一场很好听，但是不好唱的歌曲。可是我们的主角 Taylor Swift 怎么样？他在12岁的时候，他就有机会帮 NBA 的这个比赛的开场唱他这个国歌，然后一炮而红。
Her parents supported her. Again, this is so important to have family and friends support you. And even sent her to singing lessons in New York.
所以他这边讲到说啦 ，Her parents supported her。好，这父母呢就更进一步的去支持 Taylor Swift。And even sent her to singing lessons in New York， 甚至送她到纽约去学习歌唱，好，去学歌唱，去上一些歌唱的课程。这个东西都所费不赀，好，非常非常花钱的。但是他呢，父母义无反顾的去支持他往这个歌唱事业去前进。
After this early success, this tells us that by singing in New York, learning how to sing better, she was successful at it. She desired more. She loved what she was doing, and she knew that she wanted to be a singer and songwriter for the rest of her life.
没错。所以接下来呢，他说 After this early success， 在他前期蛮早的这个时候，你看12岁就开始帮这个 NBA 的比赛开唱，对不对？已经崭露头角了。Taylor desired more， 他希望能够追求更多。那让我们来看看他接下来继续做了些什么事情。
She also knew, Taylor Swift also knew, that many of her favorite singers, and here, because we're talking about Nashville, we are talking about country or country and Western music. Nashville is the capital of country and Western music.
所以在这边的话，我们这句话里他说这个提到的 Nashville 它是在田纳西州 Tennessee 这个地方，它是田纳西州的 capital， 也是整个乡村啦民谣歌手很多民谣歌手的这种发源发迹的地方，算是一个民谣的圣地吧。好，所以在这边的话，他就讲到说 She also knew that， 他也知道这个 she 当然指的是 Taylor Swift， 他也知道说 many of her favorite singers got their start in Nashville， 他喜欢的许多的歌手呢，都是从 Nashville 发迹的，慢慢被大家听到的，所以他也想用同样的方式一战成名。
So her family again bet on Taylor. They supported her. All right, you learned what you could in New York, but we know you love country music and you want to be close to Nashville. We will move. We'll move our home and live in or close to Nashville so you will have the right environment to improve your country and Western singing and writing of songs.
所以我就稍微去查了一下，他们家原本是在 Pennsylvania， 所以他就把他送到纽约，就是往上去送一点点。但现在要整个举家搬到 Tennessee， 这是一个很大的动作。为了他的这个歌唱事业，举家迁徙到一个不能说，就是相对来讲跟纽约比起来的话，是一个比较乡下的地方，对不对？所以说是全部的心力都砸在他身上了。好 ，So her family again bet on Taylor 就是全部押宝在他身上 ，and move close to Nashville， 就全家举家搬到了 Nashville 田纳西州这个地方。
And after this break, we will see what happened in Nashville. Okay, welcome back. Let's continue. In Nashville, in the city of country and Western music, Taylor got a chance to hone her skills. If you hone something, you put it into the best possible condition or situation with other songwriters.
没错。再来，我们在这一段的一开头，我们就知道说，他到 Nashville 之后发生的事情是什么呢？ Taylor got a chance to hone her skills.Hone 这个字的话，其实是已经很厉害，但是把它磨得更强、更厉害，可以用 hone 这个字。平常我们在讲的时候 ，we can say sharpen one's skills， 那就是去磨砺、精进自己的技艺。什么技艺呢 ？With other songwriters， 就是跟其他这些词曲创作人，好这些歌手，不断的互相去激荡出火花，然后从彼此身上学习，在这过程中去磨练他写歌、歌唱等等各方面的技巧。
Many were very impressed with both her lyrics and catchy melodies.
所以在这边的话呢，很多 many 指的是 many songwriters。好，他当时呢就非常非常多这些词曲创作人 were very impressed with 对 Taylor Swift 都非常佩服。为什么 ？With both her lyrics and catchy melodies， 对他写出来的词，还有谱出来朗朗上口的这种曲调，深感佩服。
Taylor's lyrics, we just said lyrics are the words to songs, tell a great story. So there's meaning, rich, meaningful lyrics in her songs, and her melodies, this is probably why they are catchy, they're more pop than country. Country is full of emotional lyrics, real-life lyrics, people's relationships, and so on. But pop, which may have kind of dumb lyrics to it, just ba 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 ba, the sounds rather than lyrics. But the music it makes you want to feel like you're going to dance. And so it's a catchy tune, but country and Western lyrics are more meaningful. It's poetry.
没错，所以老师这边告诉我们说，如果是乡村音乐的话，比较是充满了情绪的，充满了生活跟人与人之间连结的。那流行的话呢，它比较偏向于节奏，然后还有它一些那种朗朗上口的曲调等等。但这个地方很特别了 ，Taylor's lyrics tell a great story。好，然后后面讲说 ，and her melodies are more pop than country。虽然说今天他写出来的曲调呢比较偏流行，而非是这种乡村的，可是他前面讲说 Taylor's lyrics tell a great story， 但他词本身呢充满了丰富的意境，很会说故事的这种词。
有意。After one performance in 2005, this is in Nashville, she finally signed her first record deal.She was popular at that time. People in the music industry were going to bet on her. Hey, you're good and you're going to stay good or even get better. So here, sign with us and we will guarantee that your first album, it doesn't matter how it sells, but you're going to earn this much money if you stay with our record company.
没错，所以接下来呢，他就发生这件事情了。 After one performance in 2005, 2005年在一场表演之后呢 she finally signed her first record deal. 老师刚刚就提到说，有人看上他说，你来跟我们签约吧，然后你待在我们的唱片公司，我们会帮你想办法发专辑。他在这2005年的表演之后，他就有机会签下了他个人第一张的唱片合约。
Taylor Swift, notice the italics here. That tells us this is a book or a record album, something that is printed and then sold in public. We use the italics. If it's just a song, then we use no italics, but we use the 引号, the quotation marks. So it says her first album. If it's an album, you must use 斜体字. However, with a pen, you can't write 斜体字, underline, 画一线就好了。
没错，所以这边这个地方你就看到说，这个 Taylor Swift 突然是斜体字的，就知道说，原来他2006年所推出的这张专辑是他的同名专辑，也是用他的名字来当做专辑的名称。所以这个 Taylor Swift 不是指人，而是指这张专辑的名称。他在2006年的时候发行了。
After only a few years as an opening act, the opening act is when you have a concert and there will be someone who's good but not great who gets the party going, but they're not the main act. She herself became the main act after just a few years. Everybody knew her by that time and they wanted to see her. When you're an opening act, you're okay, but everyone is waiting for the big show.
没错，所以说刚开始的时候呢 after a few years as an opening act, 开始的时候他只是好几年都是当做这个可能开场秀，开场暖场的一个歌手，但之后呢 Taylor herself became the main act. 之后几年之后他马上就变成主秀了，大家就是为了看他而去的。
Okay, let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to review some of the important words and phrases. Okay, we start with be known for something. That means you are famous or one particular thing that you do or perform makes you famous.
就是以什么而闻名的意思，那它会使用 for 这个介系词。
Supportive. If you're lucky, you have supportive friends and family. They help you.
会支持你的什么东西。
Be named after. My middle name is Edward, Bruce Edward. Edward, I am named after my mother's father.
所以说以什么来命名的，像老师的 middle name 中间的名叫 Edward， 那是他妈妈的爸爸，也就是外公的名字。
Show promise. Here, promise means that we're going to bet on you. We think you're going to be successful.
没错，所以说 show promise 这个 promise 感觉上就是很有希望能成功的意思哦 promise.
If you desire something, you want it very much.
Desire 就是指想要很想得到什么东西。
Bet on, we talked about quite a bit. Again, it means to be confident that something is going to happen and so you support it.
Yeah, 所以 bet on 的话就是把你的时间精力压在这个上头，通常是觉得说这一定会成功，所以你会这样做。
We're impressed with is be impressed with. Wow, you think something is really good.
你看到很厉害的事情，很厉害的招数，很厉害的这些表演的时候，you will be impressed with that, by that, 就是指看到什么东西感到哇，好佩服。
In business, a deal is when two people or two parties agree to something.
A deal 通常是在提到说，可能两方却针对一项事情，好签下一个契约，好共同同意这件事。
And we are going to make a deal with you. Stay tuned for day 2 and learn much more about this marvelous young woman, Taylor Swift. Until then, bye-bye.